Well, he went and
Happy
hid for some
Sunday.
reason. There he is. He's back now.
Happy Sunday.
Happy Sunday. Sunday, Sunday, Sunday. Fun day.
Yeah.
Mm. All I can say is, hey, all you people out there with football seasons and y'all still in it, I don't like you. Just don't even talk to me. All
I
right.
don't like you. And for all of you that have warm weather, I don't like you. Just
Yeah,
saying.
it's it's wind chill of 10 outside right now with us. So
Yeah, it's steadily dropping right now, so that's what I'm heading for this evening.
yeah, have fun.
Yeah.
It's just so joyous and so happy. But it's
Yeah,
clear
So
and
it's
there's no
supposed to,
happy.
rain.
it's 32 right now, and it's supposed to go down to 17 tonight.
32. I don't know where you're at. Let's see. I am at, and I'm pulling it right up, looking at this on my trusty weather
Well, I'm
bug.
in Fort Worth, so there you go.
I'm at 30 with a feels like with a feels like of 23 right now.
Well, I'm at 24
That's
with a
because
low
you're
of
northern.
11.
You're
Yeah, with a
northern.
low of 11. Yeah. It's
You're
going to be
Yankee.
joyous. Just joyous. Hey, I'm
Yeah.
still the South. I'm still in the South.
Are you sure about that? Well,
Yep.
you got to remember. You got to remember though. I'm you know down here in Texas where I think anybody born north of the Brazos River is a Yankee. So hey.
Right. Well, I'm only
And
32
anybody,
miles from Arkansas, so that should tell
well,
you something.
and
There you go.
anybody north of the red is a foreigner.
Pretty much, yeah. You can beat him up later. It's you
There
can
you
take him
go.
out on that one.
Well, the thing about it is,
Right.
if we really want
Right.
to get technical, she's about as Yankee as they come.
I ain't gonna say that.
I
You go
am.
ahead and set yourself up and get beat up for it. Okay.
I am. I've lived all over the country, all over the world, actually, and but I was born in Michigan, so technically, I am a Yankee.
She's as bad as a Yankee as Rob
Yeah, but Rob's
No,
our
no,
lovable little Yankee. He's
no.
close to being that
Rob
upper
is as
peninsula
Yankee
guy.
as they come.
I will say this. I will say this for Brandi. She has earned the right to be an honorary Texan. Okay.
There.
Rob, not so much. He won't even
Well,
get out of his he won't even get out of his backyard.
I mean, we could take him and throw
Right,
him into Hill
right,
House.
right, right. I've been to Texas countless times, and Rob,
Once.
maybe one time,
With
once,
no,
He's been
twice.
down here at least once. He's been down to
twice.
the Jefferson once because I picked him up at the airport. So I
Yeah.
know
And then
he's
he
been
went
here for that.
and he was at the Dogman conference.
Here?
Wasn't he?
No. Donnie
Oh.
was.
No,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was at Alabama with y'all though.
Yeah.
now Donnie could be an honorary Texan. He's been down
No.
there a bunch.
No.
Don't tell. No, that's
No.
not happening. Not happening. You cannot like K-pop and be a Texan. All right, it just does not work.
Hey, back off. My daughter.
Okay, okay.
My daughter is a Texan and she likes K-pop.
Once again, we got to have a
That
talk.
don't have anything to do with it. That don't have anything to do with her being an honorary Texan and them not. Her being out in the field down here in Texas.
Oh,
There you go. That's the
well,
difference.
yeah. Well, at haunted locations, I've done that too.
Yeah.
But Donnie went to Brown Springs
Yeah, I'm about to say, did he go with y'all at the
briefly.
Dogman last time?
No, he went with Jason for a few hours. A few hours.
They got out of the car and went, "Oh yeah, that's where the cemetery is," and got back in the car.
Yeah, that's what they did.
Wow. Okay. Well, anyway, is that what you call a drive-by? Is that what it was? It's like, hi, Brown Springs,
Yeah,
bye, Brown Springs.
Donnie got out, didn't see any
yes.
red circles, and left. I mean,
Yeah.
Right.
Okay, you got to make sure
There were no red circles. in the trees. There was no red circles and right.
No bueno. No bueno. Okay. Well, you know what? Let's go ahead and do our plugs real quick.
All
Make sure
right.
y'all look at
Just
the
real quick.
comments and stuff. And here you go. Have
Yeah,
at it.
just real quickly, because we talk about this on every show. The Crossing Realms Conference is the 19th and 20th of September 2025 in Richmond, Missouri. It's going to be a fantastic event. We have a lot of speakers. We have a lot of guest attendees that, wow, we're full up, everybody, and it's going to be a great conference. There are still tickets available. Gary Spikes has posted the link at the top of the chat. If you cannot see the chat, you can go to Eventbrite, go under Crossing Realms Conference, and you can get your tickets there. If you can't find it, just go under Blondes and Booze, and they should have Crossing Realms Conference listed under that name also. So everything is good. It's great. It's going to be fantastic. We're all going to be there. So see you there.
And the link is posted in the description of this show. And for the personnel that are listening via our many, many broadcast avenues, it's in the description of that as well.
All right. Awesome.
All right. Now we get to go back to having some sort of fun now.
All right. Let's go.
Bills are paid. Here we go. Donnie's in chat. We can laugh at Donnie now. Hey, Donnie, how's your nose feel? So
Donnie,
okay.
Donnie's still dealing with dadgum sinus infection that way.
Yeah, that's what I was asking. Yeah.
Yeah, forever, it seems like.
Yeah.
Forever. But this weather's been peculiar. It's not been the normal. So I can see where he's coming from, and it's just I don't know. It should be maddening to me for not getting rid of a sinus infection, because I hate all the continual coughing and the nose running, and then the blockages and the the lack of sleep. It's just horrible. I don't envy anybody that has to go through that in a long-term period. No
bueno. Period. All right. So, how do we feel about Oklahoma today?
How do I feel about
I got
Oklahoma
my tinfoil hat.
Yeah, keep your hat ready to go. We're going to need it.
I got my hat.
We went up there and spent a weekend up there just to get out of the house, right?
Yeah.
This was several months ago. And I didn't tell anybody, but I hollered at Ranger and I said, hey, I was in blah, 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 blah. He said, well, where'd you go? And I told him I went here and here and here and here. And he's like, you went to all the crappy places in Oklahoma. I said, I didn't know there was any other places to go.
Yeah, exactly. It's that Oklahoma thing, Hey, I'm trying to give it some props now, to give it some help, but they're not doing me any favors. I'm telling you, when you see some of these, they're not doing me any favors. But the first two, I think I showed you last week after the show, Brandi. So this one is stuff that Gary had sent to us, these first two. So let me get this sucker ready to roll here, because
pops.
Yeah. What are you talking about? Asking for what? I'm not worried about nothing. Why would I be worried about anything?
People would think something. We would be letting the Oklahomians down if we didn't pull their chain. We really would, because they would be doing the same thing.
Oklahomians? Boy, I tell you what now. Merle Haggard's turning over his grade right now. I can't believe you didn't say Okie.
Oh, that's just the short version.
Still, it's a Merle Haggardism.
Is it Oklahomans?
I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know about ghosts in Oklahoma. Now, there are a few spots in Oklahoma that I know for sure that are definitely haunted. But on the other hand, Bigfoot is alive and well.
Yes.
That's all I got to say about Oklahoma.
Well, okay.
Hey, if we want to put, I'm going to step up for Oklahoma here. If we want to put some evidence from Oklahoma, we can talk about the evidence that we've got.
Oh yeah. We're sticking with ghosts on this one though. I didn't do any cryptids at all. So ghosts mainly, and maybe a couple of funny lights.
Yeah. But maybe. Oklahoma is
All right. So let me get to the first one. All right. These are the two pictures here. These came from Gary Spikes Sr. Lady friend of his that she took pictures back to back. She just changed the angle a little bit. They say there's a face of a man behind her in the window, and she was trying. They think it's the man that they were trying to find because she has a dog and she's part of the search and rescue, and they were doing a search and rescue in that area. And she took these pictures when she got home. So on the first one here, and of course I blurred her out.
Yeah, you did.
Well, there's something wrong with her face.
Hey, if I saw that, I'd run too.
We already know that.
Yeah.
No, we've seen her face. She actually has an actual face.
Yeah, it has not melted in the last week. I just made sure it was obscured.
Right.
Ooh, wait a second. Time out. Hey, this is one, before we go any further, this is one that Gary will have to answer to Donnie later on. So there you go. Gary, you'll have to answer. We would not be the ones to tell you that one. So
exactly. You guys fight about in private. Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, as you can see, judging for what they were telling me, I mean, this one was one of the first ones, and all I can see back here, I don't see nothing in this part of the window, but you can see a little bit of something starting to happen here. Let's see if you can see that as well. Now, could this be a pareidolia? Maybe, but I don't know. You tell me.
I don't think it's pareidolia because I can't see anything in it.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Exactly. There's nothing there to call pareidolia. It looks like something in the back is blurred. We don't know what is there.
I would say there's more in that center portion of whatever that is back there than anything. I can pick out a face right there if I try.
Right here?
Yeah, if you
look
try.
at it real close. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like picking it out of a cloud though. We know. Yeah, that's it.
Yep.
But I don't see anything paranormal that I could say is a yes in this picture.
Yeah.
I couldn't say anything is manifesting in this picture because I do not know what the back of the what is the back of the car.
What's behind the car and such. Yeah.
Right. I can't say that just from the picture.
Yeah. Now, right after that, we get this one. You notice that the angle has changed now a little bit.
Did you see this?
Oh well, she's in Texas. And I bet I know which.
You tell him,
I bet I know which actual search and rescue they were looking for then. But anyway,
he said these pictures are from Texas.
Well, but she and he are up in Oklahoma, I guess, the way he's talking. So I'm going to stick with Oklahoma.
Now, see, now I can see something.
Yes.
That's
where it changes.
Can you see? Yeah. Can you see a definite person there? Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, you can see somebody there.
But we could be looking through a dirty back window of a car.
Yeah. I mean, it could be a reflection because of the change of the angle. But honestly, I would think you'd have more than just this center portion that's kind of blurring or lightening up and such. You would see more, I would think.
I think the back window's obscured and we're seeing somebody standing behind her.
It does look like the back window is dirty.
Now, according to this, now I'm going to try and get Gary back into it a little bit more. He knows more about this than we do, obviously. Yeah. But according to what I read, if I'm not mistaken, I don't think there was anybody behind her. She was back at home when she took these pictures.
Oh, I believe there's somebody there. Now, whether it be paranormal or not is the question, and I cannot answer that.
No.
Like we've talked about before, we don't know if it was a controlled environment.
Yep.
Yeah.
So we don't know if she was outside and people were walking by, which it looks like it could have been. She was outside, but the window is not clean. I mean, there is somebody there. I am not disputing that fact. But we, from when she changed the angle, we can no longer see that other window where you said something could be manifesting.
Yeah.
So we can't say yes or no. Yeah. We can't say yes or no to that because we can't tell if it moved. But there is somebody out the back window of that vehicle. Absolutely, 100%.
Something is causing that reflection / image.
Yeah.
Yes. Whether, whether or not it's paranormal or not, there is something causing that image.
Now, I will say, I want to ask this. Pops, do you know this person?
Yeah. According to what he sent me, he does, and he let her know that we were doing it.
And he says no one. She just pulled in the driveway. No one behind her. See that
right.
That's a lot of the questions that we want to answer.
Yeah.
So
right. Again, talking about a controlled environment. If she's in the driveway, she's trying to take selfies, evidently. So she's not paying attention to her surroundings.
Yeah.
So if she were in her garage and the door was shut and she saw this, I would say absolutely yes.
Yeah. Get out of the daggum garage. Yeah.
Right. Get out of the garage. But since she's in an uncontrolled environment, I would say I can't say. But there is somebody there. There is 100% somebody there.
Well, and he also said it looks like the person she was searching for.
Yep.
Right. Well, that would have been awesome if we could have had a picture to go along with this. You know what I mean? Because then we could go back to it, because we had this before where we had a car accident of a young boy, and then there was a ghost-like image that came up and it looked just like the boy. So, but we had a picture to go on. If we could just have a picture of this guy, I would revisit that for sure.
Oh, yeah. In a heartbeat.
If I'm going strictly from the information that I was given from him and looking at this picture, I would say it's probably a catch.
Yeah. I mean, but once again, there's where we talk about the personal experiences of the people that were involved in it, giving more context to the actual photos too, where we don't get that.
There is somebody there.
That I end up with. Yeah. So
right, there is somebody there. 100%, there is somebody there. But like I said, I wasn't there, and it's an uncontrolled environment. And just going based on the picture alone, which we do on the show, I could not say that is paranormal. But it looks pretty fishy.
Let's see.
Tammy, wait a minute. Tammy?
Is this you? Is this you, Tammy? That's what I want to ask.
Yeah, that's her.
Okay.
Okay, she had backed into her driveway.
Okay.
So
you backed into your driveway, and what we're seeing out the back is your garage door or your house?
Yeah.
Because that would change the whole dynamic right there, because it wouldn't be facing the street.
Nobody comes to mind. Here, I'm gonna pop this up so you can see here. She said skateboard. Just got back in a skateboard fortress behind. She's there, but she has looks like she has iron gates, I'm assuming.
Yeah.
So nobody comes to her house, and it looks like the guy that she went to the funeral. So
wow. Oh, wow. Okay.
That gives even more to it now.
Yeah, because we were thinking it was somebody you were looking for versus a funeral. That's different. Right. And my next question is did you know this person?
Well, she went to the funeral.
Yeah, I would hope. Well, if she was on search and rescue, she might have done it, out of respect too. So,
right. Or, it might have somebody she was, it was an acquaintance, somebody she didn't really know. We hide everybody's face on here, especially if we didn't get their consent beforehand. So
Just
But
like
yeah,
I'd
there
hide
is
your face too, Freaky, if you didn't want it up there.
right. But there, like I said, there is 100% somebody there. And if that's backed up to something in your driveway,
Yeah.
which
Gate or
wouldn't
something
be a
like that.
normal like walk path, or like your rear end of your vehicle is facing your house.
Okay, here we go. She was voice texting. No garage. There's no garage, but you're still backing up into your driveway area.
Yeah.
Probably got fencing behind you then at one
Okay,
point or
so
another.
okay. Now that's weird, because
Yeah,
that means whatever that is, human or not, that's way too close to your house.
Yeah.
And I want to point it out, folks. When we first saw this picture with no context, from that point to this point, we completely did a 180, and there's a reason
Right.
for that.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
More information means a whole lot.
Yeah, exactly.
More information, and the people we know, that are in the chat here that were part of it, and brought it to our attention. So now we're getting a actual experience side of it too.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, and the sister
Gary.
agrees. The deceased sister agrees that they look alike.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is very strange.
Yeah.
Good catch.
Yeah. We're going to say good catch right there.
Yeah, and I have 100 more questions, but Tammy, I guess I'll have to talk to you later about that.
You can ask as many as you want right now. I don't care.
Yeah. Well, because I'm trying to find out if you knew this person closely, or why would it appear to you? Have you had other paranormal experiences? I'm just trying to figure out why this person would appear to you. And
yes,
and maybe
you
not
can see him on our website.
Yep. Well, unfortunately, I wasn't given the website either. We'll have to, Tammy, if you want, get with Gary, and y'all can get a little write up together. Send it to us, email, and I'll get it to these guys. We'll go back and look at it even further and see if we can find out anything else.
She does search and rescue. She's got a dog.
Yep.
I want to, Tammy, thank you.
Yes.
Thank you for what you do. Really.
See.
Yeah, because it changes the whole dynamic now that we have more information.
Definitely.
Because, like I said, if her vehicle is backed up towards her house, that is more controlled environment than having it towards the street.
Yeah, here we go. Like she says right here, driveway between the house and the neighbors, but no one goes to my house. Iron gates in front. So.
Yeah. See, now that changes the whole dynamic. See, this is what we talk about when not having enough information, on our shows. And, we do have a sister that says, hey, that looks exactly like my brother.
Oh, and here's another belief that she's got here.
I'm sorry you lost your horse.
Yeah. Yeah. We're sorry about the horse for sure. But, very well could have been. Maybe it was some sort of warning for you or alert for you.
It could have been. It could have been. Thank you, Tammy, for letting us look at these.
Yep. So
because
we're gonna go. Yeah.
Yeah. The information changes a lot because, as you know, if you've watched the show many times before, we don't get a whole lot of information. We can only go based on what we're looking at.
Yep. And case in point, that one with the boy that we were talking about in the wreck, we saw that particular photo months before, and we kind of we wrote it off as motion blur because it literally looked all like motion blur until we got the full story with the actual write up from the actual wreck and the boy and everything, and the picture of the boy. That took it to a whole different level.
Right. So yeah, that is. Wow.
Yep. So we're gonna say good catch,
Tammy. I'm sorry. This is my curious side coming out here. She says he lived in the house behind me, the street behind me, for 20 years.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, 20 years ago. 20 years ago.
Yeah, 20 years ago.
Oh, okay. So
but that means he'd have been familiar with the area, so that would make sense.
Well, but my next question is, when he went missing, did they find him, and what was the circumstances behind that? That's just my own curiosity.
Yeah,
You know?
and
Right.
if she feels like it, she could put it either in that in chat, or she can send it to us email. We'll keep it private, obviously, too.
Yeah.
Exactly. Because I don't want too much information getting out
Yeah.
there. That's
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
you know, that's a family
Yeah.
issue, a thing. But yeah, no, I mean, that makes even more sense to me if he lived in the street behind her 20 years ago.
Right.
That means he's familiar with the area. He knew that she was at the funeral. Could he have popped up? Absolutely 100%. 100% could have showed up.
Especially
Yeah.
if he was trying to tell her something.
Right,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. Yeah. Or just coming by, or just showing up. I mean, we would like to think that it was kind of like a warning or, a
Yeah.
good thing. I'm not all sure it's all that,
Because
because there's no
he was
proof.
found a month earlier in the water treatment plant he'd washed into.
So he was swept away by all that rain during that time frame,
Okay.
or got into a
Right. So, we've talked about spirits not necessarily going back to the home that they perhaps died in,
Mhm.
that they could go to their happy place, something they remember. It could be childhood memories that's why he's in that particular area.
Yeah.
So,
agreed.
I mean, they show up in many different forms, but he showed up in a full-bodied apparition. So,
Well,
does it
and-
make sense? Yeah.
Well, if he knew her, she went looking for him and went to his funeral. That may be, and I know this may be a stretch here, that may very well be his way of paying her back for the respect that she's shown him.
Yeah.
Was warning her
100%.
about her horse.
It could have been, or it just may be the connection.
Mhm.
It just may be the connection to the area, and
Yeah, exactly.
he knows her. You know what I mean?
Right.
And he knows her. It was fine.
Yeah. So
I mean,
anyway,
there's so many questions out there, and honestly, we'll never know the truth. But now that we have that that backstory,
I think she
that
agrees with y'all.
yeah,
So
I think that is what is needed when you're putting stuff out there on the internet. We need that full backstory. We need everything.
Mhm. That's why I was glad that when we figured out it was her. He said that Gary said I'll let her know that we're doing it, and I was like, okay, let her know.
Oh yeah,
I didn't know.
absolutely.
Tammy's been here how many times over the last several weeks or so? She's
Oh,
been
yeah.
here for a little
Sure.
while now. So
Right?
if I'd have known it was her, I was like, oh crap. Well, we'll make this happen real quick, because we wanted to look at it. Obviously, I look at everything before I put it out here. So
Yeah. But
So-
yeah, Tammy, I definitely think it's one thing or another, but he knew you were there. He knew you were
Yeah.
there. For one reason or another, he knew you were there. Whether
Yeah.
why
She
he
says-
was drawn
she says
drawn
thank
back to
you,
that
and-
area is like I said, it could be many different reasons. It could have been a warning. It could have been he just came back to his childhood area where he was, his last known happiness, actual happiness occurred. It could be a lot of things. But the one thing that's in common with all of that is you. So
Yeah.
I have a tendency to believe now that, it definitely could have been paranormal 100%.
But Tammy, I
Yeah.
want to say thank you for sharing. That was an
Yeah.
awesome catch.
So
That was a fantastic, I see, that's why we do this. We go on such little information and we just had the whole ball of wax right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Love it.
Gary's already trying to plead the fifth. All right, so now we're still in Oklahoma, mind you. Okay, well, she may not be in Oklahoma. I'm assuming, but either way, on these, we've got this person posted that they wanted to post these for a couple of weeks, and they took this on the 2nd of January of this year. The still pictures are screenshots from the video because they didn't know how to slow it down properly. I'm posting anonymously because I'd rather not get any of the watch lists or whatever it is. In other words, they're scared that somebody's going to berate the crap out of them, so they post it anonymously. So, but the originals, all the original was taken on his iPhone 15 Max in northern Oklahoma, and just wanted to see what everybody thinks. And I've got the Facebook video up in another window to bring up here in a minute once we look at these first couple of pictures, and then we can look at the actual video itself. Now, you don't get a whole lot out of this. Now, this is up in the sky, mind you. This is not just he's zoomed in and everything right here. This is up in the sky at night.
Looks cool.
Yeah, it looks like some sort of light coming off of something, but I couldn't tell you what. Because look, you get up in it, you can see lights around the edges.
Yeah, it could be an LED street lamp for all we know right now.
For all you know right now.
Tex, that's what that's kind of what I was going with that. That's what it looks like to me.
From that right there, because you can't see anything out this way. Now, I'm assuming I'm pointing straight at the sky because obviously this one doesn't give you a whole lot of perspective on it. So when you look at the next one, it's basically the same thing. Just caught in a little bit of a different angle.
But we're not seeing any.
I'm not seeing any poles. Yeah, I'm not seeing any poles, obviously. And then this one, we've got a color change.
Got a shape change too.
Yeah, a little bit of a shape change. Now, this guy didn't state it, but it makes me wonder, did he move it in any way, shape, or form as well? You know what I mean?
Right.
Right.
Roger's right. It could be the moon with clouds around it. It could cause some sort of distortation and such. Yeah, but on the 2nd, I don't think there was a full moon on the 2nd of January, though. Or even a half moon, to be exact. So,
heck, I don't know. I know there was something going on because we had the wolf moon, and then the planets are aligning, and they should you should have been able to see them through a telescope this weekend that they were all in alignment.
Was that this year?
Yes. It just happened.
And it was what date?
The 2nd.
This one right here was on the 2nd.
Yeah.
There was a waxing crescent moon.
Yeah. Okay. That was leading up to the wolf moon.
So that right there is not obviously a crescent at all. But once again, we're looking what looks like could be clouds, but we can't really tell right here. So
right.
What I'm going to do now is I'm going to bring y'all to the video.
Okay. Yeah, because them pictures didn't do it justice, whatever we're looking at.
No, and this one is a little bit better, but once again, it's not the greatest video either. So it's like you're looking at it like, oh, maybe. But here we go.
Oh, it's flickering.
Yeah, and those are leaves. Those are tree leaves there, it looks like.
Okay, so the tree leaves may be in the way, making it appear to be flickering.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, so that's so hard. That one's really.
It's not great. It's not great for focus. Now you see when he backs out. Watch when it backs out again. See if I can stop it in time. We got a star or a planet right here already. If I see that right there, this picture I see right there, it immediately makes me think moon, Mars.
The only thing that makes me have pause in this is the shape change and the color change.
Yeah, that's the only thing. It went
from a rectangle to a circle.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, but got to remember leaves are in the way. So depending how it was blowing, I mean, could it made it appear to change shape?
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, see, I don't think so. I don't think it could have went from straight angles, from right angles to a circle.
I wouldn't have thought so either. And it doesn't look like. See, because when he backs out, then it starts to do its moving around. You see it now? Or what appears to be moving, almost like it's tumbling a little bit. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
I don't know. The screen is moving. I mean, the person holding the camera, it's moving.
He's zooming in. Yeah. He's zooming in and out. That's why I always stop. I try to stop it right there so I can get around. This is definitely one of the planets. Now, whether or not this is a moon or one of the other, like, you know how bright Jupiter is, when it's up against the moon like it is right now. That could be Jupiter and this could be Mars with, us not being able to see the moon at all right there.
Yeah. This
I
was
can't
just
say
so
it's yes
hard.
or
I
no.
wish they could have got
Yeah.
out in a clear field, where they
Oh,
could
yeah.
have, because the leaves are, the trees and stuff are throwing me off.
Well, and here's the thing that makes me think about it, though. Unless he's just dead set on messing with somebody, right? Somebody living out in that area right there is going to know whether he's looking at a star, moon, or whatever. You would think he would know before he started taking that picture. It doesn't tell me how old the guy was. I just said he's northern Oklahoma. Usually northern Oklahoma is kind of out in the boonies a little bit. So
Right.
you would think
Well,
they would know that.
I will
Hey,
tell
I'm going to have
you.
to bail out, guys.
Okay.
All right,
Gotcha.
Tex.
All right, we'll
See you
talk to you
later.
later.
All right. So I have seen a satellite
Yes. That was
that
my
has
other
been
question.
very close.
Mhm.
And it reminds me of that.
Even the tumbling. I've
Yeah.
seen that with some satellites. So
Yeah. That's what it kind of reminds me of.
yep. So
Oh.
I think this one's a case of mistaken identity, personally.
That's what I'm thinking. That's what I'm thinking.
So I can back it up a little bit more here and get it where it's square. I mean, because going through of course, I can't zoom it on the videos, obviously, like I can on the actual pictures, but that just,
Right.
it looks too much like a planet and another planet in alignment, like Jupiter and Mars when they're in alignment with the moon. It really,
Right.
that's kind of what it looks like to me.
Yeah.
So
And
I think it's a case of mistaken identity.
well, Freaky asked, but do drones change colors? I
Mm,
don't know.
I wouldn't
I
say
wouldn't
that
think so.
probably. Yeah, I wouldn't
But
think that would be a drone anyway.
I would think this is a satellite.
Yeah.
That's
Lack
what
of
I'm
movement
thinking of this.
or the
Yes.
little bit of movement versus what the 10, 15 seconds that he actually took the video, I mean, he's not getting any movement. So yeah, I would think a drone would move more in that, even in that time frame.
Right.
So yeah, I think that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm going to have to say that's a case of mistaken identity is what it is. I'm not saying he's trying to say one way or another, but
Right, but I'm thinking more along the lines that's a satellite. That's what
yeah.
I'm looking at. And
Mhm.
this is where research comes in, because then I'm going to go back to looking and I can just Google what satellite images look
Mhm.
like,
Yeah. And they
from
look like that a
Earth.
lot of times.
Yeah. Yeah. And
I
and
mean,
they're going to look, I mean, I've seen them. So, and that's what it looks like to me, but I will still go back and do my research to look for that. But yeah, that's what it looks like to me.
yep.
Still pretty cool to see though. I
Yeah, I
mean,
mean, it's cool.
it's just hanging
Trust me.
there.
I got another one coming up here in a little bit, but it's from, I think, up in the New York area though. So
Yeah, but they're just
it's,
hanging there. It's really
yeah,
awesome.
it's a cool little catch. I mean, it was fun to see it in the first place. And when I first saw the pictures, like, why is this guy taking a picture of this out of the blue like this, And
Right,
sure enough, the minute I looked at it, I was like, what the heck? And I had to sit there and study it and study it and study it.
right, right.
And yeah, it was interesting, was an understatement to me anyway.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
anyway, all right, back to our fun.
Yeah, I think everybody
R-
was agreeing that it was something that was definitely man-made. That was
Yeah,
the
I think that's
general
I think that's
thoughts.
the right call. I think that's the right call for it. So
I think so.
all right, so back to pictures for a minute. All right,
Oh no. I
okay.
got my hat. Does everybody at home have their hat?
Yeah,
I've
you
got
better get
mine.
ready for this one because this is.
I got
I just want to grab the guy that put this one out there and say, "Are you freaking kidding me?" All right, so these two figures showed up on my security camera. At first, I assumed they were bugs or something. Bugs, now mind you, till I noticed they have shadows. This was around 5:30 in the morning, and it was on the road at my driveway. They appear around 2 to 3 feet tall. You can see my mailbox, which is 4 feet tall, and kind of spook me. What do you think? Kind of spooking you. Okay.
What?
I'm waiting for all the words to come out now.
I
Can you see? Do you need me to
I
go in
can.
closer?
Yeah, just bring it in. Just bring it in.
Yeah, I'm gonna bring it in a little bit more closer there. There's one telltale of the whole thing right there.
It's the tail.
Exactly.
They both have tails.
Tails. You got a couple of dogs in the middle of the road. That's what you got.
Hey, yep.
I was sitting there, I was like, this guy actually put it on there. And now, don't get me wrong, there were people that call it the dogs, and I was like, yeah, there's definitely dogs. There were people that weren't buying it.
Well,
They
you
were,
know, if they didn't have tails, I would have
I
had
can
to look
say,
at this a couple times. You know what I mean?
yeah. I mean,
Um,
but now that you know there's tails there, you can look and see the heads with the noses down to the daggum road, sniffing.
yeah, yeah. It's just they're yeah.
Yeah,
Nemo says
definitely
hellhounds.
hellhounds. Ooh, yeah. You know what? Quite frankly, you know, looking at them, seeing how they're not Great Pyrenees, but they're definitely cattle dogs. Look at the curl of the tail right there. So I'm
Right.
betting they're cattle dogs of some sort, is what they are.
Yeah.
Probably neighbors'
Aggie
kids.
Joy says 2 dog men.
Yeah, we'll go with that. We'll go with dog man. Where's Tex? Where's Tex when you need him? Look, Tex, we
I
got dog man on
know.
here.
We need him.
Yeah, there you go, Gary. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking is border collie type.
Yeah. Yeah, it's some type of
So,
working dog out there for
yeah.
sure.
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubts.
But
Now
if they
look
were
how the
my
remote.
dogs, then that would have gave me a start too, I guess. Because I'm like,
This is what I worry about though. This guy's got this security camera out there, and look at look at how out in the boonies he is. I didn't used to have to live like that. I'm scared of that stuff now. If I
right,
lived that far out, these guys better be scared to come up toward my house.
right, right. I mean, but you know, living out in a rural area it has its advantages, but always having a camera of some sort is not necessarily for crime, but for what you can catch out there. I love that idea
Yeah, yeah.
because
So,
I'm sure if I put some cams up around my house, I'd catch some really wild
oh
stuff.
yeah, and game cams all the time. Yeah, I mean, it's kind of cool. I mean, you know, sooner or later he's going to catch something he really won't be able to explain.
Right.
Okay, so now we're
Okay.
coming up.
So,
This is Oklahoma again. We're back to Oklahoma.
all
And
right.
has anyone ever seen something like this? Is the only byline that I got out of it. That's all it says. Just, yeah. Okay.
That's all. I'm leaving my hat on.
Yeah. This one's the other one with the videos that I'll have to go back out and we'll show it in a minute. But there's a clip from a video. Obviously, it's not the greatest clip in the first place.
Oh, it's so pixelated. How can you even tell what it is?
Exactly. There's from a little bit further back, I'm guessing. I don't know if this is rain, fog, or what. If it's a night vision camera, I don't know what's causing this over here. I have no earthly idea. It doesn't look like anything in the videos that I'm about to show you, though.
Okay.
So you see that green blob in the air, right? Green blob in the air.
I see it.
Okay, green blob in the air. This is
I'm readjusting. Just in,
yeah.
yeah.
You might need to because this one, yeah, this is kind of weird. It actually, you know what, I'll just let you see it first, so that way you can. No, don't send a file, dummy. Share screen. God, stupid thing. got too many buttons you got to push to get stuff shared on here when you want to share it like this. So, all right, here we go. I think I heard Godzilla roar. You want to play it again?
I don't think you have to. It doesn't do nothing.
No, it just sits there kind of, he goes in and out of focus with it, right?
Yeah.
This bit here at the bottom, I'm assuming this is his fence down here or a fence line or something. The only thing I can figure. But as you can see, it's coming over, looking over. There's some lights down up in the distance here. So it's up in the sky, good way up in the sky. But don't worry, there's another one.
Okay. I'm ready.
I'm working on it. I'm working on this. I hate having to do
Like
this.
I'm ready.
'Cause
I can't
I don't
tell
want to download
nothing from that video, y'all. Absolutely nothing.
And I don't like to download them, obviously, from Facebook because I don't want to mess with anybody's stuff, and I want to make sure that everybody gets the credit they deserve. Like I said, these all come from the Strange Oklahoma website or group. So here we go with this one. I don't know what to make of that. It started moving. Oh, no, Donnie, it's definitely not Arturians. He's thinking Alpha Centurion.
It could be the Centurions. He said they rock the green. But
Yeah,
does that not look like a drone to you?
I would think so, only because it doesn't behave like anything normal, and you can almost see a little bit of a light flashing behind it while as it rotates. Like I said, I can't zoom in very good on it, but you see when it stops rotating.
Okay, well let's try to listen to it to see if we can hear it.
Okay.
You have to back it up to the beginning.
Oh, it's getting ready to restart anyway, so. Yeah.
It reminds me of a drone. That's what it reminds me of. Due to the fact is, there are some drones where you don't need to register them. Mm-hmm. You don't need like a permit to have them. But then there are some that you need permits to have these.
Yes.
And that's what that's looking like to me. And yes, you can change out the lights. They don't have to be just bright white.
Yeah, and that tumbling effect can be done with any of the LEDs that are on them if you got the LED set up. So,
right.
So while we can't really hear it, it just I don't know what you could call that, honestly, other than a drone. But I can't tell for sure, obviously, because of how far away we are.
Well, the way that it's bobbing, reminds me of a drone.
Way a drone does, yeah.
Yeah, that's exactly what a drone does.
Yeah, that rolling right there and up and down, rolling. It's almost like it's hooked on a wire itself. You know what I mean? Just kind of.
Right.
So well, I'm betting.
The only problem is the sound part. Now I had gone hiking out in the woods at night, and they were having drones check on us periodically with thermal.
Yeah.
But you could hear them, and you could hear them very, very well. That's what's the bothering me about this. They're not quiet. And like I said, they were checking on us periodically and checking our surroundings with a drone. With thermal. But they were loud. You could hear it.
Yeah.
I can't hear this one. No. That's what's bothering me about this. But other than that, that's the only thing that I can think of that would be like that color, like that neon.
Well, and yeah, because when you sit there and look at this little house, there's a garage, obviously. So this thing's up in the airway, and I'm assuming it's a good ways off.
Yeah,
For
we
it
don't
to
know
make,
how close it is. Right.
yeah, if it's a drone and it's close, like we're thinking it should be with how it's behaving, we should hear it. If
Yeah.
it's
But
not,
depending on if we're using a phone as our video source, you
exactly,
can
and that's
zoom in
exactly
on
what
that,
she
and
needs.
that's
Yeah,
probably why our pixelation is so bad,
yeah,
because they've
that's
zoomed
exactly what it
in
is.
when they were filming this.
Yeah,
And
and
that doesn't
you know
mean your mic will get better. That just your
y-
mic will stay the same. So we may
exactly.
not have been hearing it. So
Yeah, so yeah, and as big as it is, I would say it's got to be relatively close to be a non-licensed version of a drone. Because it
if
can't
it
be very
is,
big.
we
Yeah,
we don't know. Yeah, we
yeah,
don't know.
we don't know, and it could be, depending on where he's at up in northern Oklahoma, or wherever he's at in Oklahoma.
Yeah.
It may be around someplace that actually employs drones a lot and uses them all over the place. But once
Right.
again, you think your surroundings in that situation, and know that they're actually using them in your area.
Right. Right. Because yesterday, which was a big news day for my area. Anyway, they were talking about finding a suspect that had
Yeah,
crashed a car and ran off into a tree line that was pretty extensive, and they found him with a drone with
yeah.
him, with thermal. So they found him with that.
Wow.
So I
See, to
mean,
me,
they
that's
are
insane.
they are using these quite a bit, not only just for you know looking at things and da da da. They're using them in police work and stuff like that now to find missing people or
Yep.
finding suspects that have run off. I mean, they're pretty much everywhere, honestly.
Yeah. Well, Gary's kind of right. He said there are trees in front of. There are some trees right here. You can kind of see a little bit of a tree line right there. I don't know if it gets all the way up. I can't very well make it out, other than it's the top of the trees right here is what
Yeah,
I'm
and any
seeing.
smart person that is flying a drone knows don't fly them in the trees. That's too expensive
Yeah.
to lose.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Anybody that's ever been around RC helicopter flyers, I've seen them do it. Spend thousands upon thousands of dollars on these things. Fly it one time, crash, and it's trash.
And they'll cry. Yes.
Hmm. Yes, and it's quite hilarious because I laugh at them.
Yeah, and it's like everybody knows you don't fly drones and when it's very windy because you could lose it that way too. And
Yep.
you know, I mean, they've got so many. I mean, I've got this little play toy thing that even if there's just a wisp of wind, it takes it flying off. You know what I mean? So mine's not very heavy. It just goes whoop.
Yeah.
um,
So
but see, I wanted to get one though to use it, in the
yeah.
things that I do, but I didn't want to get an expensive one at first. I wanted to try the cheap ones to see, if I'd even like it. And I don't think
Okay.
I do.
Think I got one more video here of it, but I don't know if that's what we're hearing in the background is what we're wanting to hear. So I'll let you hear it and see. It's only 3 seconds, so you hear something that rumbling in
Yeah,
the distance.
yeah, I do. I do hear it.
I can't tell
Go
what the
ahead.
other crackling is. I can't tell what that other bit is though. But
It sounds like they're messing with something in their
yeah,
hand while they're taking that.
but I think they're actually hearing that rumble. I think unless there's a truck motor running right there, I think that's
Right.
where you're hearing
There's
that.
something definitely running right there.
Yeah, yeah. So
Yeah.
while interesting, it is what
Well,
it is.
anyway, as we've been on the air for 1 hour,
Already.
my temperature has went from 24 to 21 in
Ouch.
1 hour. So it's dropping. So I'm gonna have to, after I get off of here, I'm gonna have to go do all the stuff.
The fun
Gotta
stuff.
turn on my little faucets and make sure everything's open. Yeah. It's gonna be freezing. Lovely.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So let me stop sharing that one. Now we got about 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes max. So I am going to push it along here a little bit. Which one do I want to show last? That's the question. You know
Just
what?
start. Let's go.
We're gonna go to this one. There's no information. No information at
All
all.
right.
So this is always a good one. This one came from New York, though. If I can get back to the right one again. There we go. Come on, share. Stupid StreamYard.
Stupid.
Stupid StreamYard.
All right, zoom in a little more.
I got nothing. On this one, I got nothing. Hey, Twisted, how you doing?
I can't even tell you what that is. You can see right through it.
Yeah, parts of it you can, parts of it you can't really. I mean, but I think they're thinking this is some sort of an apparition.
Everybody's gonna have to put their input in on this one because I can't tell you what it is. No. I don't know.
I haven't looked real hard at the edges, so I'm looking at the edges and I don't see anything where it looks like somebody overlaid it into it. But you're definitely seeing through it, whatever it is.
Yeah. I mean, it looks like on the left-hand side, like it looks like an arm, but that looks like the tree to me, but the other side doesn't.
How about over here?
Yeah. That looks more like something of the tree.
Yeah.
There.
A trunk of some sort right there. Yeah.
Right. But the other side looks very translucent.
Yeah. This right here.
Yes.
That's kind of what I was thinking too. Like it's an arm coming down, but this one, maybe the arm's behind this part of this tree. I don't know. Or maybe it hasn't manifested. I don't know.
I honestly can't tell you.
Well, yeah, and looking through it, of course, it looks like a cat's face right here in the middle there with that. But you see the two eyes. What they're going to be saying is eyes anyway.
Well,
I think it's a reflection from the backside.
That's the thing about with manifestations. You could take a picture at any point. It doesn't have to be a full apparition. You may catch it where it's like only halfway there or it's halfway gone. You know what I mean?
Yep. Just don't know when you capture the image. Hey, where's it at? What level is it at right now?
Right. Okay, back up. Let's try to figure out how tall this thing could be. Well, it's got some height to it.
Yeah, I mean, we're talking probably, I'm gonna bet 5 foot at least.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. About 5 foot tall.
Yep. And of course, we don't know how big these trees are, where that fork is right there, but
But it looks like a pretty good tree, like a pretty good sized tree. I mean, again, we're only going by what we see.
Mountain lion in motion. She says it might be a mountain lion in motion. I don't know. It's in New York, so it's in New York State. I don't know. I couldn't tell you. That'd be a motion blur from where, obviously if it was, but you're seeing this tree completely through it, obviously.
Right. Mike Bothwell says it looks like a spirit of some sort. And I don't disagree.
Yeah.
I mean, it's definitely something.
Yeah.
Because like I said, you can see through it.
Hey, Jason.
Mountain
lion climbing with a kill. I can see where y'all are seeing that a little bit, but I think even with motion of a mountain lion, you wouldn't be seeing through it, especially on these forward.
Because we're seeing through a majority of it.
Yeah.
There would be at one point that there would be spots that we couldn't see through.
I would think so. Yeah. So, yeah, and like I said, we have no information on it, so everybody's opinion it actually matters. So and Mike, I don't know if it's a trail cam. I'm assuming it's trail cam because of what was there. The original picture that I got out on Facebook with it had it, and then right next to it was a blown up picture of the entity itself. which was so blown up and so altered and so
Yeah.
enhanced, it was no good. So I cropped this off of it as the original photo.
Yeah. Lil Patty says, looks like a large bat. You're not kidding.
Yeah, I ain't messing with him. Don't tell me it's Moss Man. If we talk about Moss Man, I'm gonna be mad.
Cool Hand says, Skidwalker.
Well, yeah, I mean,
Well,
maybe,
now
maybe.
we
Okay.
we can't disprove that.
Nope, and I can't disprove that this is not a good old apparition either. So,
Right.
all right. Now I'm gonna give you one last one before we go,
Okay.
because this one is a little interesting. Let me make sure I'm getting on the right. Yeah, okay. This one's in upstate New York, and this is on some old. This lady has a little house that they built on old Native American lands. They had 3 Native American marker trees on the actual property. Okay, and a creek running through it. So she's out taking pictures. Kind of feels like it's a little bit of a goofy thing going on. So she's taking a few pictures here. As she's taking it, this is the original photo. Okay. I'll let y'all. I'm going to zoom it in a little bit. I'm going to let y'all just kind of loop around it and take a look, see what y'all happen to see. Y'all see anything?
I'm not seeing anything that sticks out.
That's
But
why
then
I was
again,
happy
I'm
with this
looking
one.
at a really super small version.
Yeah, and that's why I was glad this didn't have any. Boy, I was so happy this didn't have any red circles on it, because I want people to look at it and see what I think they're seeing, because you got to study this to see what they're going to talk about in these next couple of pictures. But you don't have anything over here. This is just, see, this is back here, just nothing but these leaves are in the forefront and they're dying leaves. Look over here. Now, I would say this is a tree with a little bit of a, I don't know, maybe something causing the tree to give off the look. You know what I mean? A little bit of
It could be
pareidolia
a
there.
growth. It could be.
Yeah. Okay.
That's what I'm seeing. Yeah.
Yeah. So this is what they honed in on. Okay. They literally, that's why I didn't put this one up first, because it got a nice arrow there.
Mm-hmm.
And the more I zoom in, you could see where they could see it, and in the actual write-ups and stuff, we see Native American in period dress and stuff. This lady actually thinks it's a Native American, but she never heard of a quote unquote ghost leaving footprints. And she went and looked. She looked where this was captured, and she found what she thinks is a footprint of a child. I'm going to let Gary say something about this print, because Gary will tell you what I'm going to say.
I'm already here. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm already here.
Yeah. Well, it was this thing was we're talking about a book of a write-up this lady wrote on this whole stuff, right?
I
So we get
can't.
to this.
My hat won't even. My hat is so disgusted. It's just falling right off my head.
I'm
It won't even stand.
I'm fairly certain, like Bristol's like either it's a coyote print or a deer print or something in that snow, but there's no way that's a kid or a woman's or a figure the size of what we just saw where that tree was at. There's no way her finger is the size of that.
That
print.
would be a baby.
Yeah.
A baby print that could not even possibly walk.
Yeah. That would be my bet too, because she also put up pictures of the moccasins that she thinks that they used. So yeah.
I can't.
We're going, yeah. So okay, so we're grabbing at this. Now, somebody in the actual comments said it's a real person. It's a real something standing there. It's not a tree. Because they went through and they did, guess what? Yep. We enhanced it.
Oh no.
Yeah. And I was like, all you did was enhance to me that's a stump back there with a lot of pareidolia. I see where they could see maybe that there's a person back there, but there's no person back there. That is a stump. There is no doubt right here. This is a stump right there.
It's a tree, everyone.
Yeah.
It's a tree. Whatever
Yeah.
part it is, it's a tree.
Yeah. It's a tree. If it's a tree, it looks like a tree. It sounds like a tree. Does it break in the woods? Does it fall? Does it make a sound? Who knows? Who cares? This is a tree.
How could you
Period.
enhance that?
I don't know how they did it. All they did was
Some-
apply a lightener, it looks like. And
Yeah,
they increase the
some
contrast.
people enhance these to the point where they make it appear like they want it to appear. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it looks like they not only enhanced it, they color corrected and did different hues to make it
Yeah.
appear the way they wanted you to see it.
Yeah. And this was somebody trying to help the woman out that posted this stuff, pointing it out. Look, it's a real person. Yeah, no, all they did, yeah, like Aggie says, they upped the saturation is what they did. And on the footprint part, JD Smooth got it right there. Can't be a footprint. Got plants growing out of it. They should have been smashed down. 100%. So you took yours off. I'll put mine back on because I didn't have it on.
Right? I mean, I
It's
can't.
not-
I
and
just can't.
I'm not trying to be, mean about it to these people, but I'm like, guys, there's certain points where you're actually just grasping at straws, honestly, just to either get some information out there or think that, somebody thinks these things are going to make you famous and wealthy. Are you insane? Nobody doing this field or any of these fields is ever going to be wealthy. We're not going to make that kind of money.
I know.
So
I know. I was just thinking about something for everybody that comes to the conference. Maybe we should have a tinfoil building contest.
Ooh, that'd be a good one.
Yeah, you build your own hat, you bring it.
However, you can't get the Cindy Lou Who. If you get Cindy Lou Who, we're going to call BS. I'm going to call BS because I think you went and had her make it for you.
Yeah, no, you have to come up with your own ingenious idea. I think I kind of look like a Hershey's.
Well, yeah, and a lot of people have said that too about that, but I'm still saying it's got the curly Cindy Lou Who. I'm telling you,
Right?
What it is,
right? So, it has that Nightmare Before Christmas hook to it.
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Man, why'd you bring that up? Now I'm gonna have to watch that movie.
I know, right? Well, I don't know. Like I said, I want to thank Tammy for allowing us to review that and with that backstory and then clarifying a lot of things for us. That just really it makes it hit home. That's why it's so important that if you're going to show evidence, you better have all the stuff to back it up.
Yeah,
because it's just it's so hard to have concrete evidence without that story.
Yeah. It lends credence to any evidence that you have.
Absolutely.
Especially if you happen to know the person that did it. You know what I mean?
Right.
That took the
Right.
pictures or the video.
Right.
So
Right. But thanks again, Tammy. We do appreciate you and thank you so much for sharing that. That was one of the more interesting photos with the backstory that we've ever had, I think.
definitely.
That was fantastic and we appreciate
Especially somebody that could actually tell us about it right there on the spot. So
Right. It was fantastic and we appreciate it.
Okay, so now what were we doing on Wednesday? Do you remember?
Hold on. Let me think about this for a second.
It wasn't the Demon House, was it?
I only do 6 shows a week, so I have to remember.
It wasn't the Demon House, right?
No.
Was he doing Law of One?
I think it was the Law of One.
I hope you're listening out there, Donnie.
Donnie, are you listening? I
don't know if he is or not, but either way,
I think
I have that one written down, and I have Demon House of Zozo and the Hindu Demon Temple. That's what I've got written down right now. So,
well, those are the shows in the future. We just don't know which one's coming up on Wednesday.
No, this one coming up, Donnie, not the past Wednesday, the one coming up.
The one coming up. Is this the
I think you want to do the
is
the
it the
latter.
dark side of the law of one? I think that's
Okay,
it.
it is. Yeah, law of one. Okay, good.
Yeah.
Good. We remembered. I remembered. Yes, yes,
Yeah.
yes. Okay.
It's the real story of the law of one. How about that?
Okay. That sounds good to me because
It's a little
I don't know
dark.
what we're doing next week here yet because, I'm starting to run out of stuff I can find that's actually feasible again. And when I go to search for stuff, I get a whole bunch of artistic impressions, and I'm like,
Well,
just give
I
me that
mean,
photo.
we do run into that, of course, because
Yeah.
the winter time, of course, where everybody's investigations slow down,
Yep.
and things like that. I mean, I have one coming up on the 1st,
Yep.
so maybe I can, or the 1st of February, so maybe I can gather some stuff from that. Who knows?
Yeah. I need to
And
sit down
depending
and
on
do
how
some
cold
stuff.
it is, if I'm freezing to death, probably not.
I wouldn't worry about it if you're freezing to death because if you're out there and freezing, you're a better person than me because I refuse to go.
Yeah.
And Tex can vouch for that one because it's going to be in the 20s. Not for me, it won't.
Right. And that's what he said. I said, well, Tex, we got to wait to see on that weather, I mean,
Exactly.
I'm not going to say I'm going out camping if it's like 10 below zero.
Exactly.
I am not equipped to do that.
Yeah, I don't. Well, no, I got plenty of excess fat to keep myself warm, but I don't want to.
But I don't want to. I know, because you wake up in the morning, you feel like you've got rigor mortis. You
Yes.
can't
No,
get
that's
things
just
to move.
that's every morning. What are you talking about? But anyway, so yeah, I'll do some more digging. I don't know if I'll do a location next week. I haven't done cryptids in a while, so maybe I'll look see if I can find some newer cryptid stuff that's out.
Yeah,
And
because we had to back off that a little bit because again, we were running out of
stuff.
material.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm hoping because I know there's a couple of them. I got a fly that has been bugging the what out of me,
Uh-oh.
and I think I missed him again. God, it's one of them fast little suckers, that come out of the dang drains every so often. And
Oh,
somehow
yeah.
he got in here. I don't know how he got in here. I have nothing in here for him to have other than my soda that's sitting right here. There's nothing in here for him to have, but he's in here. I'm glad to
I
kill him.
know.
I got to kill him. So, anyway. So, yeah, okay. Hey, AIP, good to see you. Glad to see you came by, check us all out and everything. But we're getting ready to get on out of here. And like I said, I'll look at some cryptids and I'll let you know for sure in a short later on this week.
All right.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat channel.
That's right. Bye, everybody.